So, Mr. Oliver.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get back to you. So
My favorite subject.
yeah, we were talking about it. It's all about you.
Yeah.
So, the book. What made you write it?
Well, I just had enough of these. Oh, that sounds so terrible. Some people just have really strong opinions about their outlook on life, and I ran into a couple of angry feminists, so I wrote this treatise because I thought it would be fun to anger them.
To poke the bear.
Yeah, to poke the bear. And so I started shopping it around to other women just to see what kind of reaction I would get, and I was surprised. It didn't make them angry. They thought it was a very refreshing point of view that a man would actually be honest and speak his mind at a time when, political incorrectness was not a very smart thing to do,
So what do you think is the most controversial chapter?
I think the first chapter is both the weakest chapter. It's really not very good, in my opinion, as a writer. I look back at it and I go, I don't know.
And what's it about for the listeners that don't know?
Well, it's about the communication differences, the differences in the style between the way men and women communicate. What I noticed was that women...
So when you say, honey, what's wrong, and I say nothing?
Oh, dear God. that always
that
means
doesn't really mean
something.
Nothing.
Exactly.
It means something, but you're so not getting it.
That's right.
Failed.
Yeah.
What happens?
It's a sucker punch waiting to happen.
That's
Try
exactly
again.
right.
Try again, Sparky.
Chapow!
Yeah, and an extension of what you just said.
Or,
About
honey, does this make me look fat? You ain't going there.
Well,
oh, wait, hold on. I think I said it earlier. Mommy.
Well, the thing is, what happens is when you say nothing, when the woman typically says nothing, what she's doing is she's waiting to spring it on you when you're not really prepared, so that she has the upper hand. At least that's what it seems like from the guy's point of view. She's nothing.
It's
nothing.
going in the database.
That's right. And then you're watching the game, you're having a beer, you're talking with a friend or something, and then she goes, "We need to talk." And your mind starts racing, but she'd said this a couple of days ago, and now you don't know, you have no idea what's coming. And then she tells you. And the only thing that you hear is everything that you did wrong in that situation that you can't remember. You can't remember the situation, and she's telling you what happened, and you have to believe that it's true because she's saying it, but you don't really have a defense. And usually that means that they win. Now, here's the other thing. The extension of that rule is that if you think you've won a fight with your girlfriend or wife, you just got a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best you can hope for, probably.
That's the best you can hope for. It's better just to admit where you were wrong and just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
What if you're not wrong at all?
That doesn't happen.
No, that doesn't happen.
I just tuned in. I'm sorry. I'm scooping dessert over here, but you mentioned something about being wrong.
A very wise man once told me, you can be right or you can be happy.
You know who tells me that? My boss. And he has a lovely wife and family. So you know what you're talking about. Thanks, Sean, for the advice.
Even from a Longhorn.
Even from a Longhorn.
Oh, I told you about his background.
So tell us about Ginger and Mary Ann.
Okay, so guys have this thing where they're kind of conflicted about the two archetypes.
Fully.
You really want the Mary Ann, because she's sweet, she can cook, she's pretty, she's understanding, but Ginger is this sort of caricature of what we think is really hot. But Ginger is probably not a good life mate. But men tend to be conflicted. I'm not, of course. I have the perfect woman, but men tend to be conflicted with wanting the woman who's really attractive and really puts herself out there physically, but that's ultimately not what you want in a life mate. Mm-hmm. And so what I suggest to my readers, agree or disagree, is that you're really designed by the creator to want both, and there's really a little of both in most women. Mm-hmm. And so when we're talking about this embracing and celebrating your differences, why not just play the game and be that special someone for your guy on occasions, but then also be the committed life mate as well.
So you're talking a little bit of the premise of deliver in marriage, what you promise in courtship.
Yeah, I had this dog. It's a flat coat retriever.
You are
Nice
so
segue.
going down
Yeah.
a wrong path.
No, watch. So
I am.
We are.
I don't always say something stupid, but when I do, I just keep talking to make it worse. So I had this dog. I rescued her from what was Town Lake Animal Shelter, and she's a retriever, a flat coat retriever. It's like a black lab with long hair. And I was playing fetch with the dog, and the dog would fetch the ball, and I would throw the ball, and the dog would fetch the ball, bring it back to me, drop it at my feet, and I fell in love with this dog within just a few minutes, and I took the dog home, and the dog has never fetched since.
Nah.
Wow. That is one smart dog.
And
That's
to me,
funny.
that is sort of the metaphor for how men often find themselves in a relationship. All that heat and passion that they experienced in the courtship kind of tends to fade. And I'm very sympathetic to women in this regard too, because I talk to a lot of women who say that they want that passion. They want the flame, but life kind of gets in the way. But for guys, that's just a really critical part of who they are and how you grow up is wanting, that.
Well,
Women.
and that sword cuts both ways. I mean, when you're being, from a woman's perspective, when you're being dated, it's flowers and dinners.
Right.
And
You know, where
Yes.
did Cary Grant go? Now, wait. Right. Knock. But I have something to add to the Marianne analogy because, and we're going to cut off on this one.
That's right.
But the thing is, what happens to Marianne, what we don't know as young guys, is what happens to Marianne when the bedroom door closes?
Oh, ginger.
Full on ginger.
Full on ginger. And
Easy,
on that
for sure.
thought, we are going to take a break, and we